So we live now in Friendswood, Texas. There is some personal reasons when it comes to just like school dynamics. And
it is okay to not have to prove anything to our children.
Yeah.
Just as much as our kids don't have to prove anything to us. Like, no matter what, we love them, and there's multiple ways to find joy. Sitting on the porch yesterday, watching them just play with the neighbors or play with chalk or ride the scooters, or Blake giving us stories about what happened today. Like, those are joyful moments.
This is More Than Reality podcast, where we dive into all things faith, family, and marriage, and share that there is so much more than the reality that you see on the surface. Welcome to More Than Reality with Adam and Danielle Busby.
What's up?
Howdy.
Hello.
We're in a new space.
Does it sound different
This
to
is
you?
episode 42 of More Than Reality podcast. And
We're Adam and Danielle Busby.
we're in a new location.
New location, same chairs, same plant, different walls.
Yeah, we've literally, yesterday moved into this.
I don't even know.
Moved into this house and literally just got the office functional to where stuff can
It's the cleanest your office has ever
stuff
been.
can be like used. I'm still trying to organize cables and stuff.
Yeah.
And buying stuff to like make.
And then I'll tackle the rest of the house. But so thanks for listening today. We are a bit exhausted and worn out, and I think we have crashed the last 2 nights we've been in this house. And I feel like we wake up and the bed is still made because neither one of us moved. By the way, we celebrated anniversary yesterday.
Yeah.
We kind of both forgot.
I mean, there was so much going on, obviously. I
It
completely lost track of even what day it was.
I know. It was like, I know it's this week. And oh, yeah, I know. And it was like Todd's birthday is the day before. So it was like, happy birthday, Todd. And I'm like, okay, our anniversary's tomorrow. And then tomorrow became today. And I was like, totally forgot. People were texting me, happy anniversary to you and Adam. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's today.
Yeah.
However, he's going to celebrate me and our marriage next week.
Yeah, next
when
week.
We're in Colorado?
Yeah, we're going to Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Yeah.
For an event.
And / anniversary time.
Yeah. So, yeah, I wish we could have just went out to dinner or something last night, but we just had like way too much stuff going on, and both of us are just completely exhausted.
Yeah, and my body has been hurting like crazy, and had a headache the other day.
Yeah.
Day one moving in. It was like, oh.
But we also want to mention our sponsor for this episode. It's Good Ranchers. We're going to talk about a little bit about what Good Ranchers is doing for the Texas Hill Country. You know, the flood victims and flood relief and stuff a little bit later in the episode. But we just want to thank Good Ranchers so much for sponsoring this episode and being a part of More Than Reality podcast. You can go to goodranchers.com. Also, you can go to goodranchers.com/Busby for the Busby box. It's a special curated box for the Busbys, stuff that we eat every week. You can try that out. You can enter the code at checkout Busby for $40 off, plus a free item in your subscription for the duration of your subscription. So thank you, Good Ranchers, for sponsoring this episode. Goodranchers.com.
American meat delivered. But we're here. We're getting settled into the new house. I feel like, it's a great house. The kids have already met like some friends around the neighborhood, which is fun. And we're close to like a little common park area that they can scooter down there and ride their bikes or whatever. And it's just really weird because everything is just like all over the place.
Like I actually miss the neighborhood before.
Yeah, like the ease of like
our life,
seeing your neighbors.
Where our house is that we're about to put on the market. Like I miss the living in a neighborhood where you can like where our other house is. Every acre is like on a lot. All the houses are spread way apart, so it's like you lose that connection with neighbors a little bit. Like we have some very deep, close relationship with a few neighbors, but still it's like an effort to like go to their house or something like that.
You should just walk outside and you're like, oh, look, they're playing.
Like our neighborhood didn't even have like sidewalks because it's just private roads. Like everything's so spread out. And so I missed back whenever we lived in our old house, the mold house. You can literally just like walk outside and like
there was always kids.
There's a neighbor here and a neighbor here and like kids riding around and like on the sidewalks and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I missed that.
And I felt like when we found this house, kind of like when the other one fell through and like we found this one, it was like every time I came out here, it was like always kids around. Yeah. There's kids always doing lemonade stand. There's kids always at the park. There's kids always on bicycles. And it's like, yes. A lot of them I would say are mostly like the Quince age. But, I think once school starts up, Blake will be able to like connect, find new community of friends.
Well, she already has. So this week, Blake started tennis camp for the new high school that she's going to be going to. It's like their freshman tennis camp for the actual school. And then next week is the actual tryouts for the tennis team. It's given her the opportunity to meet other girls that are interested in playing or are going to play or going to be trying out and stuff like that. And so, every single day she's been coming home like, oh, like I talked to this girl, her name was this, and like she's really funny and like we we get along and stuff, and that's been awesome. Like I'm thankful that we're proactive and like putting her in that. So like she's meeting kids and stuff like that already before obviously before she actually goes to high school.
Yeah, I asked her yesterday. It was like, or whatever day 1 or day 2. I was like, she said, these were a couple of the girls that she met, her names. I said, oh, did y'all like swap numbers? And she's like, what? And I was like, like to be able to like text or talk to her.
Get the digits.
She's like, no. And I was like, oh, too soon?
I don't want to look needy, Mom.
I was just like, okay,
desperate for friends.
I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know like what
like it'd be easy to say like an easy icebreaker. Like, hey, if you ever want to like play, like, hey, let's get together and like we'll come up and meet at the courts or something. Like,
I guess
what's
just
your number?
Like if I think about like if I'm in a situation where it's like new and I feel like I connect like with another woman or mom or whatever, and be like, hey, like let me get your number. We can do coffee or something like that. But I guess as a teenager, it's like, you got to like wait.
You don't want to look desperate.
You don't want to look like, I don't know. It was just funny. So I picked on her. I was like, oh, it's too soon to ask for a number. And she's like, I don't know, Mom. That's weird.
Yeah. And the Quints, I mean, it's crazy. Like last night, they were out at the park till like almost 8 o'clock. Mm-hmm. There's tons of little girls on like our block where we live right now. And there was probably, I think the girls came home last night and they're like, there were 20 girls out there. And they were all having like a little, like they were selling cookies and stuff like that down at the corner,
like whatever,
at the park. Yeah. And like they came home, they're like, they made $47 and there was like 20 girls there. And so they've been having a blast like every evening, like even to the point they're all like leave and go down and knock on one of their neighbors' doors that they just met the other day. We were unloading the cars and she literally walks up to me, this little girl that she's 10 years old, just like the Quints. And she's like, hi, I live down the road at the corner. I was like, oh, hold on. Let me grab the girls. Like, I don't know what's going on right here.
I saw that there was kids and girls coming in and out.
I've got 5 10-year-olds. Hold on just a second.
Yeah.
And immediately the Quints were like, you want to come in and play? I'm like, girls, there's boxes everywhere. Like, our house is a complete wreck. Like, we've literally just moved boxes in off the trucks.
We were literally moving in.
And she's like, yo, and the girls were like, you want to come in and play? And they're like playing hide and go seek and stuff around boxes. I'm like, girls.
But I mean,
go play somewhere else.
I think there's a lot of people who don't understand the reasoning and the process behind what we're doing and why we're moving and like all these things. And to a lot of people, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I mean, to be honest, it's not something that we necessarily like really wanted to do, but we just feel called and like led to make this change. And so I think we've had a lot of backlash about like, so mean of y'all to take your
Uproot your
kids and uproot your kids. And I'm like, listen, we're not doing this just to be like selfish parents or whatever. Like we're doing this because we feel like God is like doing something within all this. And so we're just trying to be obedient to that. And so,
and a lot of people,
it's hard.
And a lot of people don't understand that. Like there's a lot of people out there that don't
have like a faith or understand
like hearing from God and stuff like that. And so, so instead of like wondering about that or asking questions about like, well, what does that really mean? They just like attack like, oh yeah, that's a stupid answer. I'm like, well, like for us, it's very real.
Yeah.
And it's like a very intimate and real like revelation that we've had. And so if you haven't had an experience like that, of course, like it's probably easy to criticize that, but like for us, it's like very real, and we've had such just like a confirmation and a peace, even just in the few days that we've been here, like we've like had this confirmation of like, man, like the girls are going to do great here. They've already met so many kids. They've been
like
positive.
I'm not going to say like answered prayer, but it felt like it was like one of those like God wink. See, like this is going to be okay, because it is hard to, even though, it's like something like we want to do, we feel called to do, we want to make this change, even though it is hard and we might not know why. And we've been changing a lot of things in our life this whole 2025 year. But it just felt, like the night before, I kind of was like, oh gosh, start to like think, is this the right thing to do? Like, should we be doing this? Like, are we messing up? And I was like, no, don't let those thoughts go in through your head. That's real. Like we still have like those humanized like thoughts where we still feel, even as a Christian, like these thoughts of like second guessing things and like worry and fear through those things. But so that next day when we woke up and we were moving and all the things, like, everything was just going smooth, and we got in here, and that next day was, the things that I like was concerned about was, I know the Quints are going to adapt easy because they do have each other, and even going to school, they'll have each other and whatnot. But then with Blake, it's like, it's a completely different school, different surrounding, different people. I know there's not going to be as many like teenagers possibly around here, but younger kids typically hang out more in the streets as far as like riding bikes and stuff like that.
They're out in these streets.
Yeah. You don't necessarily see a lot of teenagers just like playing with chalk outside, I just felt like that day, that first morning, like taking Blake to like tennis, and she was really nervous. She didn't want to go, but she wanted to go. And she didn't like that. Like, what's it going to be like? Who's going to be there? Like the unknown, right?
Yeah.
I told her, getting through something like this, it's so good for you because it's going to show you that you can overcome like a challenge.
Yeah.
And though not necessarily that she would have picked this, but we as parents are, the caretaker, provider, and the decision making for the family, and they have to, accompany and adjust into the decisions that we make, mom and dad, for what's best for the family. And so just picking her up from the first day, and it was just like, she had a smile on her face. She's like, yeah, it was good. It was fun. Got a couple of the girls' names, and that just like, was just like, I just was hoping that she could at least like connect or converse, not even necessarily connect, but just like conversate with other people her age. And because I didn't know if she was going to be like the shy Blake and like not want to talk to anybody or whatever, or if she was going to feel comfortable. But, it's kind of like when go somewhere, it's like, as long as you're doing an activity, it gives you a reason to be like, communicate with the person, right?
Yeah.
In some aspect, whether, that ball was out, or like in some way, if you're playing a sport together, you're going to talk to each other. So that made me feel like, okay, it was she left with a smile, and she said it was hot. And then kind of the Quints getting home and like, just meeting a little girl, and then just like playing on the street. It was just like, it made me exactly what you said, like miss the old neighborhood where it was just like you literally can't go outside without seeing somebody playing, you know?
Yeah.
So
Like at our, I don't know what to call the house that we're about to sell. The old house.
League City House.
The old house. This is the new house right now.
Yeah.
But we never like had a porch. Like this house has a porch and we have like 2 chairs out there and we just like sat out on the porch for a little bit and just like, you know, people are out like walking and doing stuff and like you just like see neighbors and stuff and you wave and like.
And then you went into
HEB
and already met people that, you know, it was just like, this is so, it's like, it's so weird because I feel like until I've gotten here that I've always wanted this type of community.
Yeah.
And I felt like we did have, not that we didn't have community, but like we have an amazing support and group of community in League City. But this one's different. It's like Blake was saying today that Lily was like, you know, the high school games are so much funner and they're so different. Well, that's what, you know, a friend was saying, like, yeah, it's because like the town, it's got like a high school. So the town is like all in for the pep rallies. Like it's like the community. Because remember we went
like
to the
League
other
City,
pep rally and I was
League
like,
City has
this pep rally
multiple.
sucks.
Like in League City, there's like
Multiple.
multiple high schools.
Yeah.
And so it's like super subdivided and stuff. Well, here it's like this entire town is like one high school.
I feel like it's like
and so the entire town just rallies around that school and there's like so much more.
Yeah. And I want to be able to be like our kids, like be involved in like
that's
that.
Like how we grew up.
Yeah, exactly. That's how we grew up. And so it reminds me of like
more so me.
More so you. Yeah. Because
yeah.
Lake Charles was the city.
Yeah.
But we still had a great high school as far as pep rallies and football games, like all the games, you know, Moss Bluff and whatnot. It's a little bit more smaller. And so the town was all purple and gold.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about what's to come and what the year's going to look like and stuff. And so I was working my fingers out on the keyboard, registering 6 kids.
It's always fun before school.
And it's just, I wish I could just say
copy, paste,
and change the name. Mm-hmm. Change the kid's name. But once I did it in, you know, League City, and when everybody started kindergarten and stuff, it's like they're at least in the system. Well, this is a completely different school district. So I had to start completely all the way over. So I'm like, okay, I have got to get this done today. Now I have crampy fingers from 2 hours of putting information in on a computer.
Yeah.
But anyways, well, we're going to take a little break and shout out to our sponsor, Good Ranchers.
This month has obviously been a very interesting month here in Texas.
Yeah.
We've had the crazy flooding over in Central Texas and Kerr County and all surrounding areas on everybody near or on the Guadalupe River.
Yeah.
Well, Good Ranchers is stepping up and they're partnering with Texans on a Mission. What's happening is every single purchase this month, whether it's your usual subscription, a portion of that's going to go towards flood and disaster relief. Whether you purchase a gift on the website or
new subscribers, if you're making your first purchase, every single dollar spent on goodranchers.com, a portion of that will be going to disaster relief and flood relief and supporting those Texans that are in need right now. And so you can also go to goodranchers.com/Busby. You can order the Busby box. That's a great option. You can still enter the code Busby for $40 off your order. Plus, whenever you sign up for a subscription, you can pick from a free item for the duration of your subscription. So every month you'll get a new free item in your box added to whatever box you choose. Yeah.
And so go to goodranchers.com.
That's a lot of good.
Everything is born, raised, harvested, all in the United States, sourced from local U.S. farms and ranches. There's no guesswork in what is going into the meat. It's 100% meat, and it's 100% clean, and it's not coming from overseas. Yeah. So go to goodranchers.com, and don't forget, use the code Busby for $40 off plus free item in in your subscription.
And helping support giving back to the disaster recovery over in Kerrville. So thank you, goodranchers.com.
Good Ranchers, American meat delivered.
Yeah, so we've got a lot to do in the house. The kids are adjusting to like not really having like TV and yet because, well, Adam hooked up the TV downstairs, which was good. We did watch a little bit of Veg Out a little bit last night with the girls.
Because Danielle,
what?
So we're getting the house ready to like move and stuff like that. And she starts selling, like on Facebook Marketplace or wherever she's selling it. She starts up and selling like all this furniture.
Yeah, so I don't have to move it.
And so we get into this house. We have like no dressers, nothing to put the TV on in our room. Blake has no furniture.
She has no furniture.
Like Blake's been sleeping in Ava's bed the last 2 nights because we're waiting on Blake's furniture,
which is actually Blake's bed.
And so there's like all this stuff. It's like because Danielle just sold everything, but then we don't have the stuff here, so it's just like sorry, Blake.
That's what I said. Like I said, I really just feel like we're at like an Airbnb and we're just like camping out.
We don't have anything to put the TV on in our room. And we don't have anywhere to put our clothes. So like all of our clothes are just like lined up along the wall in cardboard boxes because we don't have any dressers or anything like that.
We have a bed in our nightstands.
And so there's nothing to put the TV on. So I haven't even hooked that up. So literally we have one TV.
We didn't even need the TV because it's like just crash anyway. But the girls have a new sleeping situation going on. It's just been really funny because like everybody always asks like, what are their personalities? Who gets along better? Yada, yada, yada. And it always is changing. It really is. And right now, Parker and Ava are like the butthead girls. That doesn't really sound right.
It does not.
They butt heads the most.
There you go. That's saying it a little bit.
They fight the most. Let me just say that.
Heads. They butt heads. They are not butt heads.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Olivia and Hazel wanted to share a room. I think they are a little bit more where they like to like do the same things a little bit right now.
But then Hazel and Parker has always
roomed together.
Yeah. And so this time around.
So when Olivia wanted to room with Hazel, I was like, okay, well, you, Hazel, and Parker can share a room. And then Riley and Ava will share a room. And Olivia said, no, me and Hazel want to be the two, put Parker with Ava and Olivia. I meant Ava and Riley. And I'm like, no, we cannot put Parker and Ava together right now because all they do is fight with each other and antagonize each other. And so I was like, all right, well, if we're going to put Parker over here. So we've got Parker, Hazel, and Olivia in one room. And they have the quote unquote Love Shack fancy room, Target version. Walmart version to come. Riley and Ava. So Riley had like a full size bed in her room, because we would also use her room if like, company came over, they would use her room because it was like the bigger bed. So when she got her own room, it was like a bigger bed for that reason. It was like the spare room, but also, well, we need a bigger bed in there.
I mean, this house is kind of like the setup of the mold house, except for this house doesn't have like the media room and the office.
It didn't have yeah.
And it's really like kind of the same setup, same amount of rooms, same way we configured the girls. It was Blake has a room, and then there was two in one room and 3 in the other.
Yeah.
And so we went back to that.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the only reason we ever put Riley in a room by herself was like that toddler stage where she was just like freaking all over the place. She wakes up when the sun's up. And when she wakes up,
she wakes everybody up.
Everybody needs to be up. And so she went through that stage. And so we went ahead and just put her in her own room.
And then everybody slept better.
Now she's, she wakes up and just kind of goes and does her own things, doesn't wake everybody up.
Yeah.
And so it's like, fine, we can.
She's just a busybody when she was she still is, but like a toddler phase. Like she didn't want to miss out on anything. So she made sure she was the last one to go to sleep, but she was the first one to wake up, and then she'd wake everybody up because she didn't want to be alone.
She's still like that, but she just doesn't wake everybody up.
Yeah. So she's still like that. But So Blake has been asking for new bedroom furniture for a while. And so I said, when we move, we'll go ahead and like get you some new furniture. We gave Ava that bed because I was like, well, I'm not having to buy any of them new beds because we already have beds for them. So it was like, these rooms are pretty good size. So I was like, let's just put Riley's bed and Blake's, both 2 full beds in the one room. And Ava can just have that bed. And oh my gosh, she's so excited to have like a bigger bed. But right now, Blake is sleeping in that bed and Ava is either sharing the bed with Riley or on the extra mattress for right now because Blake's furniture doesn't come in until like, I think Friday or something.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a new dynamic up here. We're trying to get, what's funny is like the very first thing that the girls came in their room. Sorry, the first thing that they wanted to take to the house was their stuffed animals. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And our rule in the house is if you get a new stuffed animal, you have to get rid of 5 stuffed animals at home.
We're trying to whittle
so they have
them down.
to really think about, and I'm like, you only get 5. You only get 5 stuffed animals. Like, that's what you're taking to this house. Everything else is going away. It's going to donate or whatever. So they each took a pile of, stuffed animals over. And that was the first thing that they brought to this house. And then when we moved everything in, what was the first thing they did? They had to set up all their skincare. I'm like,
you should see their bathroom.
This is ridiculous. This is more skincare and stuff than I have. I'm like, why do we have, but that's, it's that phase right now. They think they need all that stuff, but I'm very particular about what I actually let them put on their face, especially because like they don't really need anything, but it's okay to play with and like whatever, but it's overwhelming what's in there. We should do like a video or something and let them explain all the things in there because I wouldn't even know how to explain it. I'm like, give me some mascara and lip gloss and concealer. I'm good to go.
Yeah. So and then the other bedroom upstairs, I commandeered for my office because there wasn't like a formal office in this house. There's like a space down there that they called it an office and it's not an office.
It's more like a formal sitting room, which I'm really excited about. So I kind of feel like,
like there's nowhere to like have privacy or to like,
you can't.
You walk in the front door and it's right to the left. And then it's open to the stairs and it's open all the way to the ceiling. Like that's not an office. That's like a seating room.
Yeah.
So,
but I like it.
I had to just take one of the bedrooms upstairs. And so that's why we have the girls 3-2 and then they have a huge playroom.
Yeah.
So, and we still haven't like set that up.
So
we got all their school
us.
desk and stuff in there.
We're going to, we still got a couple things to do in the League City house and get it cleaned. And
yeah, we got like stage 2 of the move, which is everything that needs to go to storage, like stuff that we don't
storage
need.
And donate. There's so much donate stuff.
There will be a lot of donate stuff.
I think I'm actually going to get a company to come pick up all those donations. There's just there's so much of it.
We
so
need
much
a trailer.
Yeah.
And so, like probably over this weekend or whatever, we're going to have to just go over there and like start packing more stuff and like stage stuff to just like go straight to and kind of do it in a methodical manner to where like some stuff we need to be able to get to, some stuff it's just like put it to the back. Yeah. So we just need to figure that out so that we can get the house fully cleaned and then just ready to put on the market.
Yep.
And close that chapter. I mean, a lot of people ask like where we've moved, and we've talked about, moving to this area. So yeah, it is just like an adjacent town, but more of the reasoning behind like why we moved here was just more of a holistic. It's more of like a close-knit, smaller community over here. It's kind of landlocked. It's not really growing any much more. Everything that we've ever heard from everybody that lives here is just like the dynamic here in this community is so different. And we're like, that's like, I feel like that's what's God is like pushing us to, is like more to focus on raising our family like that. And then we find this community and, we've been learning about more and more about everything here over the last year. So we live now in Friendswood, Texas, and we moved here. It's 5 minutes from Good Ranchers headquarters. And also we have a lot of friends over here. Yeah. I mean, it's, a lot of people are like, well, why did you even put the girls through all that just to move like 30 minutes away? it's more than just pulling them out of school. I mean, it was just, we had there is some personal reasons whenever it comes to just like school dynamics and, everything that's going on there that we haven't like fully like kind of dove into or talked about here, just because like we don't want to like disparage, anything going on that happened back home. But, there is a little bit more to the holistic of like why we moved here that we may or may not share in the future. And that's okay. That's for us to have. And, it's okay for us to like not share every single detail of every single thing. I don't feel like we owe that to everyone. I think the biggest thing is we believe that God was directing us to this area. Whether you believe that or not, that's fine. That's what we believe. And, and we're perfectly okay with that. Our kids are doing well over here. I mean, obviously it's going to go through, changes here and there, but, they've already made like a ton of friends and we're still figuring it out. It's completely new. Yeah. I mean, that's, for this episode 42, we just kind of wanted to give like a little bit of an update, show you that we were in a new space. We still have a lot to do here.
Yeah.
So.
And to those who are wrestling with some life changes or a big step towards something or fear in a direction or uncertainty, sometimes we let like the fear and the uncertainty keep us from going forward. A lot of times there's certain things in life that like we just can't control. But if you think about what we can control, quote unquote, what we can control is okay, you don't have to move. We don't have to move.
Yeah.
But there's something deep within us that we feel like God is guiding us towards. And we know that whatever is going to come towards following that path will be honoring and like for his glory. And like, that's the life that we want to pursue and live. And though we don't know what is to come, that is scary. There is some fear behind that, but the joy of knowing that this feels right in following his guidance, that brings us more comfort than the fear does of it. And so just to encourage, those who may be stepping into like a phase or they're in a life change of like, I don't know what to do now or what is here, or I feel like I need to make a change, but I don't know where to go or where to start. For us as Christians, my counsel is scripture and like prayer time and really going back and like looking through my journal and like what are things that I've been praying about and just kind of like trying to see like is God showing us things that we don't know. But if I look back in time, even like just think about 10 years ago, 5 years ago, it's like I can see what God's done in our life. And sometimes you just don't know that right in the moment. And so just really kind of like meditate on what is it that you want? What is it that you feel like you could do? What is God leading you towards? And seek scripture for that, because that really, really can bring like light to your situation. There's always, I think I shared a verse with a friend this week about there can be sorrow, but there's also still joy within that. Like we can still be sad. We can still have those emotions over a situation or over a life change, but no matter what, we still can have joy following, the steps of like obedience. It's so hard. It's so hard, especially for someone like me who is like a controller and likes to like control things. It's such a hard thing to like let go and just to like follow and be obedient. But there's so much when you get to those milestone marks of like, you were obedient to this and you followed through, like the reward is so good. It's so rewarding. And there's nothing that I would say like I could show for it or to do how to explain it, but it's just this sense of peace. Yeah. And that peace is rewarding because it's kind of like I did it and I don't know what we did, kind of, right? Because it's like we're trying to be obedient, but I didn't necessarily do anything. I just am trying to be obedient. I think our biggest thing in life is to remain joyful. And I think during this season of like life change of this year, our hearts are just continuing to stay open to like what is next, because every little thing and trial that has come in front of us this year, we have sought our faith to say like, what do we do in this situation, God? And as long as we stick with that path, not that it's been easy, it's been peace through every step.
Yeah.
That has been overcome. And like, that's the life that I want to live, is like a life of peace and joy. For those that don't understand that, I get it, because I was too once that years and years ago before I became a Christian.
I mean, it's easy to criticize something that you just don't understand. Until you've really like experienced that and felt that, like you just don't know. And so all you know is just like, oh, I don't understand that. And so you criticize, but we've lived it. And we've experienced God in such just miraculous and very personal ways over the years, just through many aspects of our journey, where, we know whenever God's speaking and God's moving in our life and God's directing us. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes like we don't want to push, but we're in this season where we're like, okay, like this is going to be crazy, but like we'll go. And until you've really experienced that, like you're just, it is scary, and it does sound crazy to some people.
Yeah.
But
and just also like the thought of like, what is joy to you and how do you fulfill that, And I think, we're in this, something I've struggled with like over this summer is that like, man, I just feel like we're not utilizing our summer to the capability of like what our kids, quote unquote, need, which means what they want and what we are used to doing. And it's on the go and having fun here and seeing this and adventure there and adventure there. And, God's really been just saying like, just stop and slow down. I've had to like be reminded multiple times, like, though they might not have like this overarching, like huge vacation that they got to seek this summer, we want them to know that like this summer, we have just as much joy as we would have had out on a beach somewhere, because we have been seeking God through this whole summer. Not that we haven't in the past, but we've just been seeking it differently. Yeah. And, the kids are like, are we going to go here? Are we going to go there? And, there's a little bit of like the parent in me that says like, man, this sucks that we're not taking them here. We're taking them there. We're doing these things. But I don't want them to think that these are bad decisions, right? Yeah. So having to communicate with the kids and tell them like, this season and this summer, like, this is what we feel God wants for us. And we're still going to have as much fun as we can. And we're still going to have so much joy, but it's going to take a little bit of time for us to get to the summer that you think that you might have or that you're used to, And so telling the kids that just because it's summer, it doesn't mean like we have to go all out in a different country or city or like vacation, it's just different this summer. And I'm saying that because
of course, right before the end of the school year, we took them to Orlando.
Yeah.
And we had like a really big trip, like right before school ended.
Yeah. And so we will have another trip like of like going to Splashway or like something close by.
So,
but I'm just saying.
And we don't normally do that. So like they did get like a trip this year.
Yeah. But I'm saying this to the parents because we get a lot of flack too on y'all are always going, you're always doing these things. What,
Oh, but it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't too. Cause but whenever we go do stuff, people criticize us because we always go and we're always traveling. But then when we don't, it's like, how dare you like not do anything with your kids this summer? So it's like, you can't win with like half the people on social media. So like you give up just trying to. I mean, it's just.
Yeah. And it's not like we're proving anything to them. We're literally living our lives and sharing our lives and criticize however you want, but it's not necessarily going to change the way that change the way that we
whatever
think about what social media needs to see from us, And we're definitely not going to change who we are for the fact of criticism
Yeah.
in that situation.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this to parents out there because I do have a lot of moms who follow me. I do have a lot of moms that are single moms or stay-at-home moms, or they don't have family around, or they don't have help with their kids, and they don't have the means to do X, Y, and Z. It's okay. It's okay to stay home and to find joy within the house. And, look back on COVID years where we were all stranded and didn't have places to go or things to do. You were stuck in your home. Like, I want you to know that you don't have to feel bad for not having the vacation of the summer with your kids, but let them know how you find joy and how you're finding joy. So like if I think about like the kids are going to go back to school, and it's gonna be like, okay, what was your funnest thing, or what did you enjoy this summer? Like, it's okay that you don't have a vacation. Your kids don't have a vacation that they can't share at school, but don't let them feel bad for that. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like, tell them, hey, I've had so much fun this summer with you. We've got to do these things together. And, what's been your favorite? Like, talk to them, explain to them, have them tell you what has been fun for them this summer. Our kids are in a spoiled world because we do a lot with them, but it's very weird summer for them to not go, but it's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm saying these things out loud, so I'm telling myself, like, it's okay. I have to hear myself to process, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
I think that's it for this episode.
Yeah. I mean,
we're just like,
you can do hard things. You can try one step at a time. It doesn't mean you have to know the whole picture or what the next, adventure is going to be or whatnot. Just being obedient really does bring a lot of peace to our life. And I live a very stressful, high paced life. And to find peace is it's so breathworthy. It's just like, it's a way to relax, honestly, when you find peace. And so just encouraging y'all with, you can do hard things too. Doesn't always mean they're easy, but try. Just like we tell our kids, you don't know until you try. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you all tell your kids the same thing. You don't know you don't like that. You don't know you can't try that. You don't know you're good at that, not good at that, because you have to try. So whatever you're facing, just take a step forward and try. And I feel like if you can seek a second of prayer outside of your norm, that God will reach you and, can grasp a hold of your heart, and praying that will bring you peace. And have a fun summer, no matter what you're doing.
All right. So thank you guys for tuning in to episode 42 of More Than Reality podcast. This is Adam and Danielle Busby.
From the new house.
Thanks for listening.
We'll
see you in the next one. All right. We love you guys.